Hey guys, welcome to my tutorial. Today, as you saw and read the name, we are making guided rockets. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna start off with a base plate like this. I mean, it doesn't have to be this large, but continuing with the base plate, we're gonna take these little buggers, anchor pins, which anchors it into the ground, meaning that it cannot move unless these get destroyed. And then we're gonna take these detached blocks and just put them like this. And then we're gonna get one of these rotating circles. And then you're gonna set this to 0.1, this to infinity, or whatever you want. I'd do it infinity, and then hold position. And as you can see, you can move it. Pretty nice. So now what I suggest is you get something like this, and then a 2x2. You can do this any way you want and like change it later, but get this 2x2, get this camera block. You can set this to anything, just set it to something that won't interfere with everything else. And make it toggle. And then set the view to 0. Because if you can look around in your camera, actually, now that I think about it, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna limit the angle. So now, you have a camera. I'm gonna do one little thing. I'm gonna turn off this overlay. And then I'm gonna grab one of these blocks. And then one of these. Let's see. Right here. And then you can grab what you want to be your aiming. I'm gonna use a target because well, it's a target, and this is gonna be for aiming. And then you're gonna want to set this red part to invisible, so you get these circles. I'd set this to some other color so it doesn't interfere. Boom, nice. Then we're gonna set this to glass. Put it right here. If you want more visibility, you can also make this glass. So now you have a target. And we're gonna swap this 2x2. We're gonna swap that big block for these mechanical joints. And we're gonna do a lot of the same things we did with the servo. 0.1 speed, but we're gonna make this S and W. And then hold position. So now we can look around. So we can like look at that little particle there. Look at particles. Professional particle looking. Now for the missile. And you don't have to do basically really anything else than like the missile basically just calculates itself. And you can do this. And then we're gonna do a little thing with NOR gates. NOR gates are always on if they're not powered. So this guy will power in here, which makes this guy turn off. And then, so when we detach this, he can't send a signal anymore, so he turns on. And we're gonna be using this. Let's add a little gyro stabilizer here. We're gonna be using this for our, where is it? Space thrusters. Down here at the bottom. We're gonna add 3, 4, 5. This is so the missile is fast and will hit its target. Then we're gonna go structure, flat connectors. And then you're gonna wanna connect to these like this. And then there should be 2 open spots where you can put these. And then on the other side, boom, quantum rudder. Make sure the green arrow is facing up. Because very shortly, I'm gonna put this in a better place. Like over here. Where I can actually just put it up. And one thing I like to do, make sure my missiles have a very fast takeoff, is to always have these on. So this NOR gate and this NOR gate go here. I'm actually gonna set like a 1 second delay just so we can land. I'm actually gonna set this to like 0.5. Turns on. Or how about, instead of these having delay, make you have delay. Just for like 0.3 seconds. And another thing that's going to help us line up on the bottom there, gyro stabilizers. You can set this to whatever, make sure it doesn't vibrate. This is a little... Okay, I think I misunderstood it. This doesn't need a delay. This one does. Oh. It still works fine. You can remove all delays. Because then you just... Yep. Works perfectly fine. And then we're gonna take this. We're gonna go in here. This is our steering part. Aiming sensors, they detect where you're looking. So we're gonna get one for y'all. Make this little light blue area to full, so it always detects. And then we're gonna get a gyro here. Make sure the green arrow is facing left from the point of the missile. And then run this aiming sensor into the gyro. Make sure this one's at 10. And then we're gonna grab another one. This is gonna be our pitch. So we got pitch. And then yaw. We're gonna make this the same. And then here, a gyro. Also, we're gonna wanna actually take all these controls off, but green arrow facing up. This, like this. this runs into here. This is full. You can also run these in here. Okay. We're having a bit of trouble here. There we go. Look at that. Well, you know what's left, right? Dynamite. It's a missile. Let's get dynamite. And then we can go here. Make sure this has no controls because it will immediately blow up. And that's it. You can also add other little things. Like, I'm gonna add magnets. And another thing, you run this NOR gate in here. So yeah. It will actually auto itself out. So if you're aiming here, well, it might not auto itself out, but oh, you haven't missed that. And not only can you get it from here, but you can go into our little aiming thing we made, little aiming sight. I'm actually gonna remove these, make it, you know, more. And there's a bunch of other things you can add to this missile. It's mostly made for experimenting. You could add more space thrusters, change the gyros, add proximity explosions, but that's really it for this tutorial. This is our guided missile. I hope y'all liked this tutorial, and I'll see you in my next video.